Mrs. Weimer. I'm going to start us off by going through the first part of the syllabus together so you understand the expectations for Honors Freshman English. So the first thing you need to know is that this class is designed to get you ready for advanced placement English classes that you can take as a junior and senior here at Lockport. As a junior or senior, you can take either AP Language or AP Literature. And if you get a good enough score on the test that you take in the spring of those years, you can get college credit. So this class and sophomore honors are getting you ready for those college level courses. And since they're really close and there's not a lot of time to get you ready, this class is challenging. So it is meant to stretch you beyond what you did in junior high, which means you need a good attitude and a good work ethic. So make sure you maintain those things throughout the year if you want to be successful. We will be reading some nonfiction articles and essays first, but then we'll get into the play Antigone and then the play Romeo and Juliet, and we'll end first semester with Animal Farm. And then second semester, we read A Tale of Two Cities, Nectar and a Sieve, and you'll pick an independent novel to study. We will give you the criteria that your book needs to meet later in the year, so stay tuned. In terms of class expectations, when we are in the school building, safety is the most important thing. So you do need to wear your mask at all times. You cannot take it off for any reason, other than maybe, like a quick sip of water or like blowing your nose, but otherwise keep it on. Use hand sanitizer when you walk into the room and maintain social distancing at all times. We need to keep everybody safe. We do want you to be respectful, not just to us, but to each other. So be mindful of what you say. Keep in mind, everyone has different experiences and different perspectives, and you shouldn't just tolerate those differences, but actually embrace them and be thankful we have that diversity in our classroom. We do need you to take responsibility of your own learning. So since you are a high schooler now and you are an honors student, you need to be the one that is taking ownership of your education. That means checking the Google Calendar when you are absent, or just to see what is it that we're doing every day. Communicating with your teacher if there's a problem, if you need help, or if you are missing class for whatever reason. You shouldn't be waiting for your parents or for the teacher to be asking you to do those things. You should be doing them yourself now. Be independent. We said asking for help is not a sign of weakness, so please do ask for help if you need it. You do need all of your materials with you every day, whether we're in the classroom or virtual. So you need a charged Chromebook. You need whatever materials would help you do your lesson. So that could be the book that we're reading, or a pen or pencil, a highlighter, sticky notes, and a folder that has any papers in it if we're talking maybe later in the year. School rules do apply in our class, whether we're at school or at home. So watch your language. Make sure you are dressed appropriately, and make sure that you are keeping your cell phone off and away. Do not have it next to you and on while you're doing your virtual learning. It's just going to distract you. And finally, we need you to show integrity. Make sure you are not cheating, which means you are not collaborating with anyone while you are writing an essay, which is an assessment. And you are not collaborating or talking with anyone while you're doing an online quiz or an online test. Basically, if you do your own work, you'll be fine.
One of your honors teachers this year. What I'm going to do is just continue going over the syllabus with you really quickly. I'm going to look at your grading system. So if you look over right here on evaluation, you're going to see that your assessment is heavily weighted compared to your coursework. This doesn't mean that the coursework is any less important. If anything, the coursework is going to help you be successful on your assessments. But you are going to see this for the entire year. 75% of your grade will be how you do on your assessments, and the rest will be your coursework, which is just in the classwork, annotations, that kind of thing, small quizzes. All of those will go under class and homework. Your grade in the class is going to be weighted a little bit differently. It may work to your benefit. If you have a B in your honors course, it's going to be the same as having an A in your regular course. So everything's a little bit different. However, the most drastic difference is D and F are not weighted the same. And if you have a D or F in honors, please reach out to us if you need help. And we will kind of see where you're at near middle of the year. It's very rare for you to be moved to a regular course during the middle of the year, but we may recommend for you to be moved the following year to a regular course if needed. However, we will absolutely be here to support you and try to help you be successful in your honors course if you are falling down to a D or an F. As for late work and absent work, in order to receive full credit, Homework must be handed in by the due date and on time. This means that if you turn it in at 1:01 and it was due at 11:59, it is still considered late and you will only get partial credit. If you need an extension, please be proactive and let us know and send us an email and ask if you could have an extension with a reason of why you're asking. Also, if you do turn something in late, we may not get the notification yet that it was late, so your grade will not be your assignment will not be graded until you tell us and notify us that you would place it in. So make sure that you please notify us because it will not be graded until you do. It's the same for absent work. If you're absent for 2 days, you're going to get 2 days to make up that assignment, and then you must notify us that you turned in that assignment in order to have it graded. When you're turning work in and you're absent, you want to make sure that you're always on Google Classroom. Everything's going to be digital this year. So always check when you're absent, what did we have today and how much time do I have? Was I absent for a day? Then I have an extra day to make it up. And then submit it on Google Classroom. And then notify us through email that you submitted it. Any other questions, you can, of course, email me. And anything else, one more thing is if you turn in a writing assignment, it will be going through turnitin.com, and that's to check for plagiarism. So please make sure that you read through the following protocols, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, guys.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Moosney, and I teach 3 sections of Honors English. Today, I'm going to go over with you the revision policy, organization, and in our Google Drive, and communication as it pertains to our class syllabus. First, let's talk about our revision policy. Each semester, you are allowed to revise one major writing assignment, usually in a form of an essay. But before you do, you have to attend a revision conference with your teacher, and there will be a set of guidelines that you need to follow in order for you to revise your essay and turn it in for a grade. Also, please take note of the due dates of the revision. For first semester, your revised essay is due on December 4th. For second semester, it is due on April 23rd. It is very helpful for you to write these dates right now in your quarter planner or maybe in your phone calendar so that you are aware that they are coming up and you know ahead of time. Okay, let's talk about organization in your Google Drive. This week, we would like for you to make sure that you create a folder in your Google Drive just for Honors English. That way, you are easily able to find materials for our class, and eventually, as the course continues, we will create subfolders for each unit that we have in our course. Communication, we prefer face-to-face communication, and with remote learning, it is going to look a little differently this year, whether it's through Google Meet or Zoom meetings. But if you ever have a question about the class, about your grade, or if you're struggling in class and really need the help from your teacher, make sure that you write your teacher an email, and please follow these 6 guidelines when it comes to writing emails. You are going to practice how to write a professional and respectful email in class this semester. So if you struggle in that area, there's no worries. We will help you with that. We are also going to go over examples of poor emails versus excellent emails written by students in the past. I usually ask my students to give about 24 hours to respond to an email, but if there's a bunch of students that have the same questions, we tend to address that question in class. But sometimes teachers forget because they're so busy and they may have overlooked your email or they just forgot to respond. No worries. Please go ahead and send us another email, or when you attend our Google Meet or Zoom in the chat box or at some point in class, just let that just send a teacher a reminder and say, oh, you must be a busy person, but I just want to make sure that you receive my email. So just kind of follow up, and it's been a few days and you have not received a response. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Hey everybody, this is Mr. Grzoulis. I am the other honors English teacher, and we're going to take a look at the end of the syllabus and some of our technologies that we'll be using in this class. So first is Google Classroom. I don't need to say too much about this. You're going to be using Google Classroom in all of your classes this year, and basically anything that we do in class, all of our materials, your assignments, slideshows, all of that will be posted to Google Classroom. So make sure you're checking that every single day. You can get there from the LTHS website, but you also probably just will bookmark it and it'll be the first page you go to each day. Parents can't access it on their own. They would have to log in with the student credentials. Next is turnedin.com. This is a website that has a huge database of papers that have been submitted, and it also checks the internet. So any major writing assignments that we do, you will submit them to turnedin.com. Turnitin will check to make sure that your paper is original, it is your work, and it is not being plagiarized. Next is noredink.com. We will be studying a lot of grammar this year. The main method that we use is a 4-level analysis by Michael Clay Thompson, but we will also do some supplemental grammar activities on noredink. It's actually kind of a cool software. You put in all of your favorite interests, and then it builds sentences based on the things that you like. So it's really neat. It gives you instant feedback. So it's a good supplemental way to learn some grammar skills. Finally, our tutoring options are obviously going to be a little bit different this year. The first thing that we have is that remote connection time is, I think, every day from 2 to 3 o'clock. So email your teachers, see if you can make an appointment to meet up during that time. We also could make appointments outside of that time, possibly after school or maybe before school. Just email your teacher to try to set something up. And then we are looking to have a virtual kitchen table tutoring. We don't know all of the details about that right now, but it will be after the normal school hours, so from about 3 to 4. And as soon as we know more details about that, we'll get them out to you. All right, that is the whole syllabus. Look back over it if you have any questions, and please reach out to your teachers if you have any questions as well. Thanks.